Go ahead, Jay.
As somebody who, a lot of my friends have the same perspective you have, Chris. I don't think Trump helped himself by being a liar, and so it's easy to.
I wouldn't say he's a liar. I say he's a master of hyperbole. Biden is a straight up liar.
Hyperbole. It's a thin line between hyperbole and lie.
Yeah,
right. It's a thin line.
Hyperbole, like he'll tell you, like, "Oh, this cell phone, this is the greatest cell phone." He's just a salesman,
right?
Yeah.
He's a
but
salesman.
It won't be a cell phone.
But Biden will tell you this is a beer bomb.
Right. So I mean, I think Trump is who he is. I think that he didn't help himself, and I think he is easy not to like, right? Especially when he ran as a Republican, it's easy not to like because Trump really has no party affiliation. He's not even really a Republican. Like he was not really a Republican.
He's
right?
more left wing than Bill Clinton.
That's what I'm about to say. He's more on the. That's why I think he was shocked to hear the things that people who he probably contributed to their campaign on the left side were saying about him and how he was villainized. Because really and truly, like Trump really is a libertarian. Like he's a capitalist, right? Like he's like just staying in my way while I make my money. And so I think that he's easy not to like because he says and does whatever he feels like in an age where you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So it's easy. He's an easy villain.
So here's a question for you, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it's better to have a duplicitous smiley face than to have a boorish person who speaks his mind?
No, I would say to you that if I had money, I'd probably be more like Trump than I'd be like myself. Especially if I had money my whole life.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with being raised a certain way to just don't take it from anybody. Just go. Like there's nothing wrong with that capitalist mindset that Trump has. I think the problem is when you go into politics, the scam they sell you is that you're here to help. Right?
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
It's almost like you're saying the populace needs a duplicitous smiley face than in order to appease their emotions.
They don't need it.
That is actually the downfall of society.
Well, and my counter to that is Trudeau the smiley face, because when I when I observe what happened with that convoy thing, and this is coming back to what Linda was talking about earlier with the WEF, and this is my belief, call me conspiracy theory, whatever the fuck. It was bringing so much attention. Like, for the first time in years, Canada was literally getting all the press. People were like, what in the fuck is going on in Canada? What is going on in the capital? And, and this is not in Trudeau's defense, but there's a lot of pressure on him at that point. Like, world leaders are looking at him.
He went skiing. He felt fine.
Yeah, he was already disrespected as fine. Like, I'm sure you've seen videos of him trying to shake other people's hands at those conferences. No one wants to shake his fucking hand. So now he's on this hot seat where, he's already losing poll numbers, all that kind of political crap. And now he's in this hot seat where people are watching. So his only option at this point was to do that emergency act, in my opinion. It's as despicable as it is. In his shoes, what else would he have done? But the other part about this is
he could have actually been a leader and spoken with the people. Clearly weren't just a fringe minority.
Because that convoy bought doctors to debate his doctors, and they never showed up. So
yeah.
Question. Doug Ford brought in the Emergency Powers Act in the province too, right?
Yes, because of the border blockade.
No, not just that. I mean, throughout COVID, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It was different though. He didn't have extra policing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the federal government does.
I think what Trudeau did was trash, but I think that in a lot of ways, our premiers throughout the country didn't show a lot of, even the conservative premiers did not show a lot of leadership in buckling and bowing to a lot of the pressure that they were getting through the news media, because you remember, the prime minister cannot make provinces enact emergency powers unless he does a nationwide emergency power. He didn't do it for the entire 2 years, except when the truckers came to the capital, right? And so, in a sense, he did it when it was deemed this is an emergency that's going to affect the entire country. So I think that Ford probably played the best hand he can play. He used some chess moves to allow Trudeau to take the heat for making that choice, when in fact he was using that same level of power in this province and bringing in mandates and bringing in things that people did not agree with that were conservative, members of his own party, right? But the question is he going to be held accountable for that? Because if you're going to point to Trudeau, you got to point to Ford as well, right?
Yeah, they're all shitty. Look what Kenney in Alberta did. If you want to see a conservative who really dropped the ball in the pandemic, look what Kenney did. Kenney, he flip-flopped all over the place. I mean, last summer he was like, "Oh, there won't be any more lockdowns. Right. We're all done with that." And boom, like 2 weeks later, lockdown. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the Uniparty. It's the Canadian Uniparty. They're all in it, man.
Well,